Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, September 7th. I forgot what day it was. Wednesday, September 7th. We're live for another episode of Wake Up Legendary. Hope you're doing well. If you're tuning in for the first time, congrats and welcome. We do this every single Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and it's a way for us to offer a little bit of inspiration, a little motivation to wake up, not with Fox News or CNN, but with somebody who's actually, kicking some ass with his business or her business. And it's a way for us to bring on guests totally unscripted. So sometimes people are like, hey, is this all just like scripted out and you've got all this? No, I met our guest today. I met him like 3 seconds ago, and that's about it. So we've got a cool guest. We bring on guests every single day, so make sure that you make it a point to tune in every single day. In fact, if you want, you can text the letters WUL. You just open a text message, type in WUL, and send that message to 813-296-8553. You can see it on the screen right now as well. And you'll get just a simple little text message every single morning when we go live. And here's exactly what it looks like. Boom, there it is. And that's all that happens. We don't try to sell you anything. We don't have other stuff we're trying to sell you. We just simply go live and send you a little message, say, hey, tune in. So whether you're at work, whether you're on a walk with your dog, whether you're laying in bed in the morning and you still haven't woken up, whatever. I mean, it's 7 a.m. where I'm from. I'm over here in Phoenix. So you could tune in every single morning, listen to another awesome guest. And today's guest, his name is Michael. Michael, what's up? How are you?
Thank you. What's going on, Matt? How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Where are you currently calling in from?
I'm currently calling in from Mississippi, South Haven, Mississippi, right outside of Memphis, Tennessee.
Sweet. Right on. Well, welcome to the show. Pumped to have you.
Appreciate you having us on,
Yeah.
having me on. Yep.
Yeah, of course. We've got man, you have so many followers on TikTok. I'm excited to talk about that. And I'm just excited to talk about your journey and stuff of coming online and building huge followings. And it looks like you've got a family. I don't know you that well, but yeah, tell us first before we dive into all of that. Tell us a little bit about how you found, like, when did you find Legendary? How did you find us? What's been your journey online so far?
Okay, so a little backstory about me. As everybody know, Michael Jones now, and I am a husband and a father of two boys. They're 8 and 5. I am from Chicago, Illinois, but now I reside in Mississippi, but I am from Chicago, Illinois. And I started my online journey back in 2019 when I was working in the warehouse field. I was putting in about 50, 60 hours a week. And I was really desiring to have more time with my family, with my wife and my kids. So I went to the internet and I, Googled as much as people do. I Googled how to make money online, and I came across opportunities to do so. Got introduced to, digital marketing, affiliate marketing. And so I first started out in 2019, kind of struggled a little bit, and then took a little break and then came back because, I still believed in the business model, still believed in the process, just had to figure out what I was doing wrong. And that's when I came across you guys' training program, which is 100% amazing. I came across it in 2020. Right around, I believe it was like September-ish of 2020, I got into it. From there, I just started taking off. And, I think around the holiday, around Thanksgiving, is when I started to take it really serious. I got into the training. I dove into it. I started implementing the strategies that's taught inside of there. And ever since then, my business has been able to take off and, being able to build a massive following and, being consistent.
Cool, man. That's so cool. And 357,000 followers. Dude, that's a lot. That's impressive. What's the, I mean, that's just one channel, but um from going through the training, before that, had you ever done anything online? Had you like maybe tried drop shipping, or did you buy any other courses or try anything else?
Yes, I hadn't tried any other business model. I could say I tried probably Amazon FBA or blogging, right? I
Mhm.
got into it, but I really didn't implement any of the strategies into blogging. But I was real close to starting blogging. I really haven't done any drop shipping or anything like that, but I had bought a ton of courses. But
Yeah,
as
like what kind of stuff? Like what was that journey like buying courses, trying different stuff?
Well, the journey of buying different courses, the biggest thing is getting into it and actually learning it and implementing it and not focusing on trying to make money. And that's one mistake that I definitely made when I first started buying courses. I was definitely eager at the time of, wanting to make money, as a lot of us is, and to the point where we don't even access the training. It's right there in front of you. You don't access it, you don't open it up, and you just go out there and you start trying to market something that you really don't have any education on and don't have and then develop the skills. So I definitely teach that to my audience, let them know that that's one biggest mistake that I made when I first started out. And now, I preach as far as getting into the training. Any training you buy it's good to buy a training, but you have to go through it and you have to implement what's inside of it. Buying it and just having it on your computer, or just having it in, a book or whatever. If you don't open it up, if you don't learn from it, then it's not going to do you any use at all.
Yeah, it's sort of like a
So
math textbook or something, right? It's like you could buy the textbook, but dude, if you don't go through it and don't do the problems and, don't actually try to solve something, it's like, like, what are you
yeah,
doing? Yeah.
yeah. So that was one thing that I did when I first started out, which I know, a lot of people may fall in that category. And some of the trainings that I did get from like watching YouTube, I was big into buying solo ads, and that did not work. I lost a ton of money in the process of doing so. Kind of
Hey,
did,
join the club. Join the club.
kind of like got me all on, like, lost my confidence in my ability to grow the business because I was losing so much money because I didn't have the knowledge. It was just what I was learning or was being told from some of the people, like, go out there, buy solo ads, and it's like no.
Yeah. Yeah, I always tell a story about how I bought about $1,000 worth of solo ads and I didn't even really know what solo ads were, and
Mm,
put them on a credit card, and I never saw a single lead. Not even like
yeah,
I don't even know if I ever saw a single click come from that. It
mm,
was crazy. But
yeah,
you learn, right? So you learn and you discover, and some of that is, you spend money that you wish you didn't, and some of it is, you spend time that you wish you didn't, right? Sometimes people feel like, wow, what a scam. I got scammed because, I spent money on solo ads. But, a lot of times people don't realize that we do a lot of stupid stuff that takes up a
mm-hmm,
lot of time, that we're scamming ourselves basically our whole lives sometimes when we're scrolling on TikTok, because time is worth money.
yeah,
It's worth way more than money. But it's just funny how our brain does that. As soon as we lose a little bit of money, it's like, wow, like my confidence is lower, all of that. But then like we'll go out and like waste a night out at a bar, or we'll go out and like and scroll TikTok for 2 or 3 hours every day doing absolutely nothing. And it's like, you know, like maybe you should be mad at yourself for scamming yourself every
yeah,
single day.
absolutely, absolutely.
What's been the journey of getting started online, opening up like TikTok accounts and social media, and like how is that content creation gone, and what's that been like?
Well, when I first started, I had no social media presence at all. I was not even big on social media. I was afraid to get on camera. It was
Mhm.
something that I refused. One of the reasons why I kept buying solo ads. So you say you spent 1,000. How about times 5 or 6 that? Like literally because I was reluctant to show my face or get on or try other methods and other strategies, right? And so back when I got so got my back up against the wall. I had, lost my job. I was on unemployment. And it was like, okay, well, let me dive into this training. Let me go ahead and implement, some of the strategies in there. And of course, it was like, okay, well, getting out there and content creation and learning about it. And I was, like I said, I was not wanting to show my face, but my back was against the wall, and I knew that I couldn't look my wife, and I knew I couldn't look my children in the face and tell them that dad was not going to try his hardest with the information that he knew that he had, that he could utilize to get us out of a situation that we were in at the time. So Matt, like I tell my audience now, and it's kind of touching as I speak on it, because it was like when I got out there and started creating content, like I did not want to show my face for several reasons. One, I didn't even have any teeth in my mouth, and to tell that story and to be have enough courage, right now, to tell that story, where when I first started, I was so like down and out. Like I didn't even have, I didn't want to be on camera because of my presence, my physical presence, how I looked. But I couldn't look at my family and tell them, I couldn't let us go out like that. So I had to put that pride aside. I had to not care what somebody else think about me. And I had to get out there and start creating content. And it was ugly. And like I said, now I share it with my audience when I go live. I was showing my very first video. It was totally ugly. And then you can even probably see, if you really zone in or zoom in, be like, oh man, he didn't have any teeth. But like, yeah, I don't have a problem sharing that story now with my audience and with people. Because it doesn't matter where you are right now. It's about where you're trying to go, and not worrying about what others think about you, and you'll be left behind and be stuck in the mud somewhere worrying about what Johnny and Susan is thinking about you, and they don't care anything about you at all. So the process of creating content was, I didn't have no knowledge about it. I just started creating content, started sharing my story. And then as I started to grow and become better with content creation, I literally would go out there and I would see some of the successful people that was in that industry that was making noise. And I would go out there and I would, see how they was creating content and get tips and get strategies and kind of model the success of others that was proven to, be great content creators. And from there, that's where, 357,000 followers stand at today, plus other accounts as well. You're muted.
Thanks. I was just saying that's crazy, just because like when you get started on those platforms, like to build, number one, to build a 357,000 follower account. I don't know if everybody just got the big gold nugget that you just dropped, but it's sometimes just as simple as really monitoring and watching what are the strategies, not necessarily like different people are going to share different parts of their journey in the content creation strategy in their world, right? And this happens at various different niches and industries. Like, for instance, I've seen people. There's this renowned pizza. I don't know if it's called like a chef or whatever, but there's this like renowned pizza chef in Phoenix, and his name is Chris Bianco, and he's an Italian guy. He's a great chef, but his he'll post occasional videos about, like, hey, started in pizza, 35 years ago, whatever, and now he's got some of the best, definitely the best pizza in Phoenix. But he's also got, like, he's pretty renowned. Like, people will travel and they'll come to Pizzeria Bianco because that's like the wood-fired pizza that you're gonna die for. Okay. And but like he'll take, for instance, I've noticed on, like, his Instagram or whatever, he'll take pieces of content that are unique to him and his place and stuff. And there's tons of little content creation nuggets in pulling from, okay, so he now is in a place where he can tell his story and he's got a bunch of results. But a new pizza restaurateur can also look at how he markets that on social media, how he tells the story of, like, the food that he creates, the ingredients that he sources, and they might not have the results of a 35-year pizzeria restaurateur, but I like that you point out there's lots of content nuggets built into that whole thing, and you've basically built a multi-100,000 person following from just being smart and being an engineer and looking at the different pieces that people that other successful people have done in their social channels to build a huge following, and you've done the exact same thing basically, right?
Absolutely. I literally,
Right.
I literally did just that. I would go out there and I would look at some of the successful people in the industry, and I've given examples to my audience. I don't keep the secret of how I did it. I literally share with my audience, and it was like, as I'm live, because I'll go live on TikTok, and then I'll show my audience exactly an example in a different niche. Here's a fitness person. Here's another fitness person, and you can see the resemblance in the videos, and you can see the similarities. But there's their own seasoning on it. There's their own sauce on it. And this is just how simple it can be for you to go out there and just find you 5 or 10 people within, your industry, within your niche, and see how you can go out there and just get inspiration from them. That's the biggest thing, is to get inspiration from them, see how they're, growing, and see what they're doing, and see how you can come up with ideas, as well as your own, as well as being creative in your own way too, as well, and putting, your own seasoning and flavor and stuff like that on it.
Yep. 100%. 100%. And it's excuse me. It's I feel like oh, the other thing I wanted to comment on was showing your bad videos or showing your first videos. Man,
Yes.
so smart, because people, every single time that I get an email from somebody that says, "Yeah, but I don't have 100,000 followers." Like, "Yeah, but they've been doing it for 2 years and they've got 300,000 followers. Like, how could I ever do that?" And every single time I say, "Remember, they had a day one."
Yes.
Wherever they're at right now, everybody has a day one where they're sitting in front of their computer or their phone. They're looking at their phone.
Mm-hmm.
They're staring into that TikTok app, and they're like, "I don't know what the hell I'm doing."
Don't know at all.
Even if they have a training, even if it all lays it out perfectly,
Yes.
still there's a moment of implementation where we all look into the camera, phone, the blog post, whatever, and we're like, "Shit, I gotta figure this out." Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this is gonna work, but I gotta figure it out, because like, it's either this or I quit. And
Yeah.
that's a really sobering moment. So to show your beginning moments where it's like, dude, honestly, kind of embarrassing, whatever, it just removes all of the shame and weird feeling from it,
Yeah.
because it's like it just strips it all away. And it just reminds me of like when Dave was getting started and he had gotten clean, and he hadn't told a lot of people about his story, and then he started sharing his story because it removed all of the weird hidden things about it, and it was just like, hey, this is just who I am, right?
Yeah.
This is my journey, my story, this is what it's like. And then people came to really appreciate that. They were like, hey,
Yes.
I respect that honesty and that realness. um it's a big reason why Legendary's as successful as it is, because people are drawn to that sort of like real, vulnerable, raw transparency.
Mm-hmm.
What as you create content, you've been creating content for a while. Like, how long have you had these TikTok channels open and stuff?
Well, I have two open, well, I think really three, but two of them that I'm actively, posting consistently on. I had the very first one, which one is the 350 some thousand. I had that one open as early as 2020, like December. I think I created my very first video 2 days before Christmas. So when people was out with family, of course I was too, but like I said, I was at this point, my back was against the wall, that I had to do something. So yeah, I was starting around Christmas time. I think it was like my very first video, which, because like I said, I've been sharing it with my audience, especially as of late, and showing them that very first video. If I'm not mistaken, it's like December 23rd of 2020, and I think like January like 7th or 12th is when I took it serious, and and every single day I've been just putting out videos. So basically, almost going on 2 years that I've
2 years.
been that I had that account, and as well as I'm not sure when my Instagram account got created. It was a little bit after. I focused on TikTok and mastered that first, and then I went on to Instagram and created an Instagram account as well too, and growing that as well. But I've been creating content for almost 2 years now.
Jeez, man, that's crazy for people who are newer or aren't really familiar with creating content, or like, dude, there's people who are watching this today who just bought the challenge today. Like, this is the
Wow.
first episode they're watching, right? For those kinds of people, like, what would you say to them when they look at, like, man, he's been doing this for 2 years. Like, that's a lot of content. How could I ever do that? Because that, even to me, as you say it, feels daunting. Like, how would you encourage or give a little bit of like hope to those people who are just getting started and it feels like a big hurdle to jump over?
Oh, well, one is definitely, believe in your ability to do so. That's first and foremost. I believe you have to believe that you can go out there and do it. If you think that you can't, then it's going to reflect that. So you have to trust yourself. You have to believe in yourself and your ability to do so. Even if you don't see the plan in front of you of how to do it, you have to believe no matter what. If John did it and Mike did it and Sally did it, they're no different than I, and I can go out there and do it too. So
Mm.
I would say to those people, just get started and believe in yourself. And most importantly, is never get too satisfied or complacent or get full from what you have accomplished after you have seen accomplish 10 videos, 100 videos, and like don't slow down. At that point, it's not time to take your foot off the gas. And a lot of people make that mistake. And even in my process with this, I can admit that I've made that mistake. And that's something that I don't always, that I wouldn't, most people probably would not share, but you know, I've I've made that mistake as well, and I've learned and grown from that mistake to just continue to remain consistent no matter how successful you have become at this point. Just continue to keep pushing and never give up, and don't stop, don't get too full, and satisfied in your success that you're not hungry. So always have that hunger, and that's why they always say, well, what is your why? Always think about why you're doing this, because even when you get when you don't feel like it, or when you get tired, or when you feel like, oh, I can just coast now, I could just sit back, I got a video that hit 1.3 million, I could just sit back and not post videos for 2 weeks. Like, no, don't make that mistake. Continue to keep pressing on, and really, that's when your time is to put your foot on that gas and go. So I would say definitely believe in yourself and stay consistent, and
Hmm.
don't
Yeah.
get don't get too full of yourself at all.
Yeah, and don't take yourself too seriously. Yeah. Man, but so do you still work the same job that you did when you started this, right?
No, I don't work. Uh, no,
Damn.
not for anybody else. No, I've been working. I lost my job during around the pandemic time.
Oh, you said that. You said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
lost my job. I was on unemployment, and so I was on unemployment for a while. Kind of took that for a while, and then it just started to exhaust. It was like, okay, what are you going to do now? You're going to go back to a 9 to 5, or
Right.
are you going to, like, what are you going to do now? Because you're about to receive your last unemployment check now. This is it. So what are
This
you
is
about
it,
to
man.
do?
Fun employment has ended.
Yes, this is it now. So it's time to wake up, Mr. Mike. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go out there back into the workforce where you don't really like it, and you already had a taste and you already experienced what it's like to wake up and see your wife every morning and go to bed to her every morning? You know what it's like to wake up to your kids in the morning and be there when they go to bed, and drop them off at school and feed them, and you're there the one that's giving them the meals, and you're not hearing about how somebody else, like, you're there with them, you're able to go outside and play with them. You know what it's like, the things that you desired, and one of the reasons why you wanted to come online and start a business. You just experienced that by default from being unemployed for about a year now. So are you going to go out there and work a 9 to 5, or are you going to go and apply this training that you have? Because you have the training. Are you going to apply what you have? And so that's when I said, you know what, I don't want that. This is what I want to be with my family, and that's when I took it serious and never looked back.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, that's super cool, man. And you've had a lot of success. I mean, you really have. You've had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
success over the last whatever, like 2 years now,
Yes.
2.5 years. It's almost 3 years.
Well, yeah,
Um,
since yeah, I tell people I started about 3 years ago, but when I really reached my breakthrough was when I got access to you guys' training. When I literally that was when I reached my breakthrough online because once again, when I started in 2019, I was
mm,
reluctant to do some of the strategies that actually, not that actually work. I was spending about a year spinning my wheels trying to buy solo ads and stuff like that. None of that stuff worked for me. So when I got access to you guys' training, I didn't hear anything about solo ads.
mm,
What I'm saying? I hadn't even heard that term when I got access. So it's about getting access to the right training. I really believe in that. That's why I'm a big component of you guys' training and why, recommend it to those who are interested in starting a profitable online business. And once I started, getting out there and implementing it and creating content and overcoming my biggest fear, one of my biggest fears is getting out there and showing yourself and putting your face out there and creating content. Once I overcame that, I mean, it was like that was like the secret sauce almost. It's literally just overcoming that fear.
that initial, yeah, that's funny. The I because I kind of remember that. It just brings up a memory for me of when I first got started online, and man, I was so hesitant, and so I was so introverted. I was so
Yeah.
scared to put myself on video or to create content with my name on it or whatever. I was just like, oh man, I don't know. Cool, man. That's so cool. And now you're humming, you're cruising. For people who are just about to hit post, I'm going to give you the last word with them. They're just about to hit post for that first time. What would you tell those people? They're a little hesitant, a little scared, a little overwhelmed. They're not sure what their aunt or uncle's going to say or their cousin or whatever when they go viral and they're a TikTok sensation. What would you say to those people to give them a little encouragement and a little inspiration?
Well, what I would say to them is think of why you already created the piece of content, right? Or if you're about to, it's just about putting that pressing post. But thinking about literally like why are you doing this? Like why do you want to go out there and create content, or why you want to go out there and post videos? Just think about why you want to do it, and don't worry about what other people may think of you. Only care about who the people you are trying to help. Like who do you want to help, and why do you want to help them? Your whole reason as to why you're starting this. Of course, you want to start a business, but you have to understand in business you got to be helping somebody. So
Yeah.
helping them solve some problem or some sort. So why are you doing this? And don't worry about what others are thinking. One of the things that I tell my audience is that I had the analogy where when I was asking myself, was I going to go out there and start creating content? I told myself, I said, if me and my family was on a 5x4 wooden plank, and I was on one side and my wife and my kids was on the other side of this 5x4 wooden plank, and I had to create content to go and save them, or if I had to, press post to go and save them, and they're 5 foot in the air, right? I mean, five feet up, right? Like they are high, 5 stories high. Like, am I gonna just watch my family like just suffer because I'm scared? Or am I going to walk across that 5x4 wooden plank and go and save my wife and my kids? And that was the turning factor in me pressing post. That was okay. If creating content is going to help save my business, if creating content is going to help grow a business, if creating content is going to help me out of this 9-to-5 job, help me build the dream life that I want, if creating content is the key to that, then and saving my family, then that's what I'm going to do. And when I did that, that's when I was able to, bring us out of a situation that we was in at the time.
Mm.
So I would say just post it. Think of a reason, have your reason and your why as to why you're doing this, and let that be stronger than your fears. Like you have to have your goals and your, aspirations. All of those things have to be bigger than your fears. And being with my wife and my kids and seeing them and not having a job tell me when I can see them, and you only get 2 hours today because you got to be here for 10 and 12, knowing that I couldn't go to my son's, basketball game or, baseball game or things like that because I have to choose between going to work and providing food on the table. Like, I didn't want what school they can go to, what car we can drive because of the income that we have, or what house we can live at, what neighborhood we can live in. I didn't want to give, them that kind of control over, me and my family situation, especially when I've always dreamed of doing big things for my wife and my kids. So that's why I do what I do, and why I would say to someone else who's looking to get started, what's your biggest why? And let it be stronger. Let your goals and your aspirations be bigger than any fear that you have of pressing that post button, because it's not that bad. And you look back a couple months later, you can laugh about it. Like, I laugh about it now. Like, I'll easily go to my audience and I'd be like, look at this video. Like look at this crappy video. Like, seriously. Like, I had no teeth in my mouth. You mean to tell me you can't post with a full bright white teeth and stuff? Like, there is, like, I had like real be like, no, you better get out there and press post. You better go press it.
Yep. You just gotta hit post. You just gotta do it. Well, cool, man. What I hear you saying is, if you've got those big dreams, you got those big aspirations, or if you've got any dreams and any aspirations at all, you gotta let them, you gotta feed those. The only way through that is to hit post. The only way to make them actually go is to hit post.
Yes.
Man, that's cool. I love it. I love it. Where should people follow you? Where's the best place? Do you want to send them to Instagram or to TikTok, or where should they follow you?
I'm creating a new TikTok, or I'm trying to grow a new TikTok right now, so that Michael Jones _official will be where I will be spending a lot of my time building. And so the good thing about it is that account is not even that huge. So those who also are on the cups of whether or not they should get started, or whether or not they should go out there and start creating content, like, this is literally, like, I think it's about like 300 followers. It's not even that huge right now. So you're going to watch me
building another account.
I'm just building another account. You're going to be able to watch my journey as I document my journey and the process of building this one. You can actually come along for the ride and see how I'm doing this and get inspiration, and hope that it gives you motivation as well too, to just go ahead and be yourself and go out there and not worry about what others think about you, because you are great and you can do this. Just the biggest thing is just believing in yourself and then taking action. That's all.
Hell yeah. I love it. Michael, thanks, man. Appreciate that. And I appreciate the encouragement. And man, it's cool to see somebody who's been around like as long as you have. Like, that's not all that common. And it's really cool to see somebody, bring this part of, their life work. It's not work, but it's, this new business into their identity and who they are. And that's really cool. And I love it. Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate that.
We'd love to have you back on. Shoot us a message in a couple months. You could just hit up Roxy in a couple months and let us know how this account's going, and let us know how you're building and stuff. We'd love to just like revisit it, come back to it, and kind of help document your journey along the way for our audience, because that's so powerful.
Yes. Thank you.
Cool. See you, Michael. All right, guys. I have his TikTok here on the screen. Go give him a follow. It's Michael Jones _official. So really easy. Find him on TikTok. Say, hey, I found you on Wake Up Legendary. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Excuse me. Woke up with some, I've been dealing with some illness, but we'll be back here tomorrow, Thursday, September 8th, same time, same place. It's 10 a.m. Eastern on our Facebook fan page. We're live every single Monday through Friday. Peace out, everybody. See you.